everyone. I almost didn't want to come up here and respond to the music because of this delicious food. Hopefully everybody is enjoying yours. Great meal. I saw some of you also looking at your raffle tickets. Keep those handy. We will see who's really lucky in a little bit. But first, we need to give a real shout out today to each of the sponsors who have helped to bring this celebration to life. They do make it possible. Our event sponsor, Biella Foundation. Go ahead. Isn't it great not to have to hit your computer on the clap button, like you can actually put your own two hands together? Our IPAA nominee benefactor, Azos Commercial Properties. The nominee lane underwriter, Aetna. Our key sponsor, AARP Washington. The IPAA award sponsor, Kaiser Permanente. Oh yeah. And also our table sponsors at Sprague Israel Giles, USI. And also, look at all these great tables. And all of our tables have table captains. So you table captains in the building, raise your hands so we can acknowledge you, please. Thank you so much. And looking out into this big and beautiful and happy crowd, I'm trying to see the Sound Generations board and board alum. Let's get some waving going with you too. Yes. Thank you all for your expertise, your influence, your generosity, and the wisdom that you give to Sound Generations. That's really terrific. It's invaluable. And also, this event is really just so much fun, but it takes a lot of work to get us to this point. So staff and volunteers, hats off to you for making this happen and doing some heavy lifting here. And last but not least, our 17th annual IPAA Judges Panel of 5. These folks dedicated their time to go through the year's incredibly strong pool of 23 nominations. So if you happen to be in the room with us right now, please wave. You can't bribe them. The decisions are made, but thank you for all of your work very, very much. All right, so I'm going to call you out because you're being modest. So just give us a wave when I say your name, please. Emily Billow, Seattle Older Adults Library Program. Thank you if you are here. Emily Schnischka of Aetna. Thank you. Dale Hoover, Outreach Specialist. Thank you very much. Mary Floyd, a volunteer tutor and IPAA 2021 winner. Let's give it up for Mary. Also, Mary Pierce, board member. Thank you so very much. Okay, I'm getting a little lonely up here, so I want to welcome up to the stage with me Brittany Blue, Chief Marketing and Philanthropy Officer. You know you want to see this short suit. My goodness, does she wear it well. Oh, yeah. But this lady, you're going to have to hold on here while I sing her praises a little bit. She is gorgeous, she is beautiful, but she is brawn and muscle right here, too. This lady does a lot of heavy lifting. She has led the philanthropy team to record growth. She has also been the muscle behind overseeing this award evolve and grow into this fantastic event. She's been doing it since 2016. So Brittany, the stage is yours.
Well, thank you so much, Monique, for that warm welcome. Like she was saying, it is so wonderful to just be in person, to see familiar faces, to see new faces. It just feels good to be in the room together. So thank you all so much for coming. And thank you all for showing up and showing out. I'm loving the attire I see. I see the bright colors. I see people color coordinating with the brand. We love that here. So thank you. And since we are here to celebrate, we can't celebrate without recognizing that Sound Generations has been doing this work for 55 years now. So, yes, clap it up for that. 55 years of transforming how we care for aging adults. So as we've been talking about, we've been here to support people on their aging journey through community connections, adaptable programming, and being able to deliver exceptional, accessible services. That is very important to us. Through difficult times, Sound Generation's 13 programs and 6 senior centers are constantly striving to expand the provision of food security, transportation, health and wellness, and assistance services to serve underserved and marginalized communities. Our six senior centers, which some of are in the room today, located in Ballard, Lake Forest, Shoreline, South Seattle, West Seattle, and Snow Valley, and last but definitely not least, our newest senior center, Lake City Northgate, and Southeast African Senior Center. Without these centers, we wouldn't be able to help older adults stay involved, healthy, and engaged with life. So all that I've shared now is very incredible, but none of this is really possible. Yes, we love our staff, but I just have to give a big kudos to not only our CEO, Mr. Jim Wigfall, who's in the room, but also the leadership team. Some of them are here with us today. We've gone through some transformation. We've been doing some pivoting, and I will say when you have great leadership, great things will come. So if you are here, Joanne, Jim, go ahead and stand up, take your little bow. Jim has been with us for a little over 4 years now, and in that short time, he has really moved the vision forward and really made sure that the mission is sustainable. And for that, we are extremely grateful. He has been very supportive to our team, being able to reach these record-breaking numbers. He kind of just gives me the will and say, Brittany, you go. And I love that about him. So now that that's all out of the way, I'm going to turn it back over to Monique, who will come back and we're going to kick off this awards presentation.
Yeah, let's get this going, right? Let's recognize some people and recognize everybody in the room, first of all, for being here and for your support. But these individual stories are really going to give us all a bit of a lift in our day, if you will. The Inspire Positive Aging Awards reflects a continuous commitment to older adults, and it changes the narrative around aging. The 6-category format recognizes broader perspectives, it uplifts diverse stories, and it leans into the many ways that we can embrace aging well. And Brittany, you're going to explain some categories for us here.
Yes, we will explain these categories in hopes that all of these people in the room today, you're going to nominate somebody next year, so we'll have 46 nominees in the room. But yes, we have 6 categories. The first is advocacy and activism, and this is really just lifting up people who are advocating on behalf of those they care about. They're leading public policy. They're doing great things with legislature. We also have community service. These are those individuals who want to give back directly to their community so that other older adults can see them excelling, living life with energy, and leading with enthusiasm, and want to do the same and get other older adults engaged in their community as well. And then defining inspiration, we're an organization that really is embedded in diversity, equity, inclusion. So we recognize that you may not fit into the other 5 boxes, which is why we created defining inspiration. You don't see the person that you want to nominate fitting to any of those categories, then defining inspiration is where you can nominate them at. And then we have health and wellness. So those are individuals who are either leading by example or getting other people involved in leading an active and healthy life. And then intergenerational impact. It's really important to make sure that not only are we leaving a legacy, but we're carrying on those stories and traditions. So individuals who are engaging with youth, they are really making an impact across many generations in whatever that is that they're doing. And then last but definitely not least, lifelong learning. So maybe you're leading a tech class, maybe you're teaching a foreign language, but whatever you're doing to increase your own learning and the learning of others, that is the category that you would nominate that individual in. So there you go, 6 categories. Everyone in here, nominate somebody next year.
She's given you a task, folks, so now you know what your charge is as we head into next year. But this year, we already get to celebrate so many fantastic people. And it is my pleasure to introduce all of these folks to you. So first up, advocacy and activism. And when I call your name, if you will please give us a wave or stand up, whichever is easier for you? Actually, no, whichever's more challenging for you, because we do want to see your faces, right? So first off in this category, Celia Australia. Yes. There she is, folks. Celia seeks to gain insight and opinions from those within her Park Place community, taking these concerns to executive management in the community to inspire change. John Clough, where are you? John, are you here today? Maybe you are not, but let me tell you about him. He's a model for dedication to his community, rising to leadership positions and inspiring both staff and volunteers. Ethel Williams. Ethel is a curious adventurer and continuous learner, advocating for those around her to make the world their oyster. I love that. What wonderful nominees we have. And so, here's the suspense. Da-da-da-da-da-da. You all are so amazing. So let's see, who is the winner here? Celia Austria. There she is. Thank you so much, Celia, for all that you do. We'd like to hear a little bit of your secrets, so I think we're going to welcome you to the stage. And Desiree, God bless her, is holding your flowers for you so you don't have to juggle as you're actually walking up here as well, Celia. Thank you so much for being here. Yeah, let's give her a round of applause as she makes her way up the catwalk here. Wonderful. Congratulations.
Thank you so much, Miss Monique Ming Levin. You are my idol. Channel 7. Thank you so much, Sound Generations, for this affair. And joyous IPAA to everybody. IPAA Day. Thank you. When I saw health and wellness over there, I was so happy because since I was born, my parents inculcated in my mind good social behavior. Oh, by the way, am I supposed to speak for a few minutes? But you can all look at your phones when you want me to stop. Okay. Thank you, Sound Generations, Board of Directors. I'm lucky to be seated with Miss Mary. They're philanthropists and constituents. My thanks to Shara Butts and Park Place Management for nominating me. Thank you also to the coordinator, Dominic. Dom, your skills in coordination and facilitation is so marvelous. My brother, Romeo Alcantara Tibayan, seated beside me. He is the genius in the family. He worked in America since the 60s. And he retired from Boeing, I don't know if I should say, defense and space, until he retired. My family for the last 5 years, before I went to Park Place, Christopher Givens, he is our hero because for 13 years, he's taking my video. Gunnery Sergeant of U.S. Marine Corps, and 14 years, U.S. Navy Lieutenant Commander. He is here with his lovely wife, Ludi. Lovely and loving. Thank you. I never dreamed nor desired to be recognized at this time because I am already pushing 83. And I ask myself, what have I been doing? I remember between senior moments, I obeyed my parents' advice to be a good family member, because once you are a good family member, the family being the unit structure of society, you will be a good school member and a good community member. First half of my life, I was useful to my country as an educator and promoter of culture and mental health. Second half of my life, I served the world. In 1981, for the first time, the World Congress on Mental Health by the World Federation on Mental Health was held in a third world country, and that was Manila, Philippines. We had 1,200 delegates from 112 countries. And I was lucky as an executive director of Philippine Mental Health. I helped in coordinating and facilitating the world. In 1983, in Washington, D.C., another World Congress on Mental Health was held, and my paper on Mental Health Guide to Filipino Youth was presented during the paper session. So, my family and I stayed in America after that to join my aging parents. That is payback time, because our culture is to help or serve our elderly. And when I have been in America, in 1994, I was awarded Performing Artist of the Year of the Filipino American National Historical Society for my work on valuing and loving Filipino heritage, because it's a source of pride and strength. So, I'm seeing the timer, but thank you, you are not yet looking at your phone. So, my message for you today, with what you have honored me today, Sound Generations, I volunteer to help. And my message to everybody, like what I have been living by, let's all try to look good and feel good and help others look good and feel good. May our all-powerful help us all. Thank you so much. Love you all. I'm glad I saw you in person. So sweet.
I love it, Celia. You are pushing 83. 83 is not pushing you. I appreciate that. That's right, right? And if anyone doubts her words of wisdom at the end when she says, feel great, look great, just take a look at those fingernails. I mean, they are beautiful. Celia, thank you so much, and congratulations to you. Well, next we are jumping to our largest nominated category. This is community service. And please give a big round of applause to all the nominees at the end, actually, if you would, so that I don't have to, you can all hear what wonderful things that they've done, and then we can applaud for them at the end. First, Chris Rich. Chris is always quick to lend a helping hand, fostering a safe space for his fellow volunteers and members at Lake City Senior Center. Fanny Jin. Fanny is a star kitchen volunteer, we hear, having dedicated over 10,000 volunteer hours over 15 years, to provide nutritious lunches for her neighbors at the Greenwood Senior Center. Then Glenda West. Glenda incorporates her creative pursuits into a passion for community service, inspiring others to find fulfillment by living out their dreams. Beulah Early. Beulah brings her professional nursing experience. Yeah, look at that. The hand is in the air. I love it. Obviously, she has a positive outlook, also humor and love for the East African community to inspire positive change amongst her neighbors. Gus Simpson. Gus eagerly makes deliveries with the Meals on Wheels Kirkland team. He inspires the younger generation to rethink positive aging. Janet Figgins. Janet channels her strength to give back, becoming a respected presence and also a friend to all at Snow Valley Senior Center. Marvin Travis. He's dedicated, He has a decade-long commitment to volunteering with Meals on Wheels, sending an inspirational message to all that there is no age limit to making a positive impact in our community. Robin Booth. Robin is a dynamic source of good energy at Lake City Senior Center, spreading positivity through her active engagement in activities and programming. Rodney Nuss is a big believer in outreach and providing for local folks in need, finding a passion in engaging his hometown community of Burien through Meals on Wheels. Tammy Smith showed up to Shoreline Lake Forest Park Senior Center 19 years ago, eager to provide direct service. And since then, she's made an impact from the front desk to the kitchen, doing all of that with a smile. Ternesh Gira. Ms. Ternesh generously pours her time and talents into providing culturally relevant meals as a volunteer chef at East African Senior Center program. For over 10 years now, she's inspired the community to give back, stay connected, and remain active. What a group. And you all compliment each other. Please, if you would stand up for us all so that we can acknowledge you and the wonderful ways that you contribute. Thank you all so much. Your community appreciates you. You give them energy and inspiration from the way you spend your time and you live your life. Now, the judges had a really tough job here. That was quite an impressive list of candidates. So they took a little bit of an easy way out because they picked 2 winners. All of you were winners, but they came down to 2 at the end. So let's see who they are. Glenda West and Ternesh Gira. Yes. Yes. Please come on up here. We'd love to meet you over the microphone. Come on up here with me. And look at how wonderful you look too. My goodness, I would have done a little bit more with my hair if I knew the crowd was gonna look this lovely. It is so wonderful to see you all up here. Congratulations.
My name is Faiza. I'm the social service specialist for Ms. Ronesh, and I'll be interpreting for her.
Galatoma, Galatiki Hesani, Galatika Wakati, Galatoma.
She's saying thank you so much for everyone. She thanks you, all of you, and also God as well.
Yeah, manjeta.
One program kana.
Yeah, wagga kudani achi dalage.
She's been volunteering for 10 years at the East African Senior Program as a chef.
Yeah, wagga kudang kadalage oma hori male dalage umnum kiya fede e ujjate nam nyachisa.
It's all she was doing was volunteering, and it's to help others so she can give back to the community.
Yeah, ganni kiyyalleen dheeraadha ijoollee sagal dhale annam Itoophiyaati.
And she's 82 years old and she has 9 kids. And she's from Ethiopia. Sorry.
Yeah, ijoollee sagal dhale ijoolleen kiyyammoo ilmaan isaanii 35.
And she has 35 great grandkids.
Wanni an jabaadhe amma hagaan chocho'uu fi gadin taa'uu hin hojjedha gadin taa'uu kanumaaf jiraa jedhiin.
Okay. She's saying at this age she looks really strong. It's because she's always working and volunteering and always active.
Yeah. Thank you.
Galatoma.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Oh, makalsiho.
Oh, okay. And she wanted to say thank you to Vadrona. She's our East African Senior Program Director. She was
Akkoowwan kiyyalleen kanaa dhufanii haa galatoomani.
And also her grandkids came surprise her. So she wants to say thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Okay. You wait here.
Well, I got to follow that. All right. And I'm Glenda West, and my connection comes through the Ballard Senior Center. And though I've been aware of Sound Generations for, over 40 years, and I always wondered if I would have anything to do with it. I had a friend who came out of college, went to work there, and I always thought, like, this sounds interesting. My parents had always told me that a life that's not filled with service is not worth living. So I've always been a volunteer, and they were right. It's always made me feel good, but the one thing I know about being here and part of a community is really replicated by the fact that I have a friend named Ellen, which if my mother had won the toss, I would have been Ellen. Ellen May, which would have been Ellie Mae Clampett all my life, so thank you, Dad. You know, I'll go with the Glenda West, which you get all the, are you a good witch or you're a bad witch? And yes, we're in the Emerald City. My first cousin's name is Dorothy, and my parents are from Kansas. So that's a whole other story. But since I'm receiving a community award, one of the things I want to do is shout out the people that from my community that came to support me. Carly Teal nominated me from the Ballard Senior Center, the executive director. Our board president, Ruth, has come, the queen of our red hats, Bobby, and we got Beth, our program coordinator. But Carly did a really brave thing when she teamed with the Seattle Repertory Theater. I'm not gonna leave you out, because I wanna tell you, being part of that Seattle Rep program, talk about getting inspired, getting to be literally center stage and living your childhood again. It's wonderful. We get to play. And so Angie and Leah, I thank you so much for all you've brought to us for that program. And last but not least, my wife of 25 years, who allows me the time to go and do all the acts of service that are important to me and often joins me at them. So thank you very much. I appreciate all of you. Thanks for all the hard work you also do.
I have a hard time believing you're anything but center stage. Am I right? Galatoma, that is the new word I learned today. Thank you. Thank you so much. All right, 2 categories down. We still have 4 to go. And I want to remind you to keep your raffle tickets handy right now. That's going to be coming up pretty soon as well. Okay. All right, so let's move on now to defining inspiration. Let's see the nominees for that. And I'm going to say all of your names and tell a little bit about you, and then we will applaud for you at the end. Agnes Forrest. Agnes continuously channels her resilience from health troubles into spreading an infectious message of gratitude and an appreciation for life, leading life with value. She inspires others to take care of themselves. Gerald Forster. Gerald seeks to help his fellow older adults build a positive self-image, creating a welcoming space for community discussions with patience and enthusiasm. And Lee Craig. Lee is eager to foster inspiration amongst her local church community, creating accessible descriptions for Sunday services and spreading joy through email. Thank you for that, because not enough people do that, that's for sure. Please, if you are here, stand up so we can give you a round of applause for being nominated for this category. And the winner is Gerald Forster. Please come on up. Gerald, you're playing coy with us. You get up here. Tell us what you're all about. Don't make me beg. Congratulations, Gerald. Oh, look at you. Okay. Congratulations.
Wow, that's bright. Okay, I just wanted to say a little bit. I thought it was a great opportunity because there's a lot of people here that I'd like to work with and do more. And so I wanted to, in my brief time here, just to alert you to what I would like, what I love is my purpose in life, you might say. And I want to spread it. And what I'm basically doing in the practice that I'm going to talk about just briefly is that we believe that everybody has a certain amount of time in their life, and part of that time you feel good about what's happening, and part of the time you feel neutral, and part of the time you feel kind of bad about what's happening. And really, for a good quality life, we really want everyone to feel as positive as they can feel as much of the time as they can in their life. That's the purpose. And so my purpose is to facilitate that, and I have had a lot of help. And mainly we have a group of people, but my stepdaughter, Jennifer Rose, has been really helpful, and we've worked on a practice for helping a person have more positive experiences, feeling better in their life than as much as they can. And we've written a book about it, and we have different learning materials for it. And I thought if I got up here and mentioned it, I might find kindred people here that might meet with me briefly. I've got a bunch of books to give to you and to see if we could work together. And that the book that summarizes it is Articulating Your Strengths. And the subtitle is A Mindful Practice for Developing a Positive Identity. And the key idea about that is that anybody, and it's any age, I mean, it's really good for aging people. I'm 67, so I really have a very positive. I feel that a good deal of my life is I'm feeling positive. I want to make sure that other people have optimal chances to do that. And the practice that we talk about in this book helps anyone to have more positive moments in their life than they would have if they didn't do the practice. And I think that's really important. And so I've got a bunch of books with me, and I'm not selling books, I'm giving them away to get people to use this practice, because we know how valuable it can be, and for all ages, and particularly good for aging people, because there's always a tendency as you get older to feel, well, I can't do the things I used to do, and I see that my friends are kind of getting sick and dying, and you can get depressed a little bit if you take that too seriously. So I think for aging people, it's really important to pay attention to the positive moments you have and to increase them. And that's the idea of this practice, and it works. And if there's anybody here who would like to work with that, and I'd give you books, I'd have talk to you, and I think it's really worthwhile. And so I just wanted to say that when I was here. So that's the main point. Thank you.
Thank you, Gerald, for those thoughts. And also, he's just so eager to give all of you homework. He's the guy to find right there. But it's also, isn't that a great reminder that life is about luck, and it's also about work and controlling what we can. So thank you so much. Now, up next, our category is health and wellness. And our first nominee is Dr. Margaret Bowdy. Now, Margaret works to foster an accessible network of health for African American older adults, using her membership on UW Health Promotion Research Center's Community Advisory Board to reshape their program engagement and address urgent needs. And we have Roxanne Spring, who uses her midwife experience and public radio platform to educate community audiences of all ages on important topics such as pregnancy, birth, and current legislation. Roxanne and Margaret, are you here today? We'd certainly like to acknowledge you. There we go. Thank you both so much. And the winner of the Health and Wellness Award is Dr. Margaret Bowdy. Congratulations.
Wow, thank you so much. I'm pregnant with emotions. Thank you so much, HPRC. You guys have really made my last years of working wonderful for me. I was telling somebody the other day that I forgot how old I was because I've been having so much fun all these years. I had birthdays, but I didn't pay them attention until 2 years ago. And I said, And now I'm almost 81. And I'm so thankful that I can get up and talk to you and share with you my idea about healthy aging. When you're doing things that you enjoy so much, it gives you life, it gives you energy. I'm a swimmer, so I was swimming every morning for years, 5 days a week. And I couldn't wait to get to work. I'd go to work early. I was always so excited about working with clients that many of them was older than me. But I felt I had something to offer them about how life can be different. And I had learned some things over the years that will help people. And I have to shout it out because I believe it works. A program that I've worked with for years called Pearls. People who have minor depression, and many people who look like me, really don't want to deal with it, but I got news for you. It'll help you live past 81, past 100. Because I've had many testimonies of people who look like me and other people that have mastered minor depression, and they have a healthy life, more years to go. We don't count the years anymore. We count the breaths. We have a great breath. We can breathe every morning. We can walk. We can talk, and we can share our good life with other people. I'm really grateful today because, I don't know, I have so many friends, but I want to say one thing. Years ago, I worked for, was not Sound Generations then, and I don't know many of you. I know some of you, a few people, Joanne, I know her too, a few people. Long time ago, when it was called, what was it called? Senior Services, way back then, for about a year, I think. And you never know how your life will come back around again. And thank you so much, Sound Generations, for having this wonderful event. I thank you so very much. If you need to know more about Pearls, talk to people at HPRC, or you can talk to me. I can tell you how to get on this road to a great journey in life. Thank you.
Now, there is a woman who knows how to make the most of a pregnant pause. Correct? Yes. All right, we have two categories left, folks. Intergenerational impact and lifelong learning. Intergenerational impact, exactly what it sounds like, making an impact to different generations. And I can't help but notice when people have come up here who have talked about what motivates them, They're serving their peers, they're serving as examples to younger folks, and also they're serving respect to the people who came before them, who gave them the values upon which they built their lives. So we really are talking about reaching back, reaching forward, and reaching next to us. So, Rose L. Rose fosters a sense of community exchange for all ages with the Federal Way Farmers Market, a space that continues to flourish and highlight local vendors and services. Harry Williams, his active leadership and continued selfless service within the city of Kent has inspired others in his local community to age with grace. And the award for intergenerational impact goes to Harry Williams. Harry, would you please give us a wave? Give us a wave, Harry. Oh boy, look at him coming. Now, are you coming up here? Now, I was told you just had a procedure and we wouldn't have to.
I'm at home.
Please.
She comes into our house every day.
Oh, you're so sweet.
How wonderful.
Why don't you ever feed me dinner then?
Ladies and gentlemen, I had a bout with cancer not long ago, and it has really terrible things with my voice. So I tell you that to start with. But you know, my folks told me, you pour back into the community what you take out and more. And that's what my life has been about. And so I try to help people. I was teaching a group of third graders about how to speak all things. And one said, and the kid wouldn't do it. So the other one says, well, Mr. Williams, it's really fun. And that's how I try to keep my life going, to keep it fun. And sometimes my wife and I would spend our time talking to people who were going through a very, very bad time of their own. And just to listen to them, which is just amazing. We can talk and talk and talk, but to listen to people and their issues is something that we have to learn. And so that's what I do. If it's an inspirational, so be it. But I try to be a good listener. So thank you very much.
That's so wonderful. It's wonderful that you're a great listener, but it's wonderful that you are still using your voice because we get inspiration from you. Thank you so much. All right, this is the last one here, folks. Lifelong learning. So here are the nominees. Heather Stark. Heather seeks to inspire others to embrace education and learning at any age, using her vast experience and expertise to raise awareness around domestic violence and women's rights. Helen Oppenheim. Helen's can-do attitude and community advocacy through lunch and learn programming with the Osher Lifelong Learning Institute at the UW inspires others to become more engaged. Thank you, Heather and Helen. Now here is the winner. Helen Stark. Heather Stark. Boy, I gave it to you both. I'm thinking that maybe you both deserve it, but right here it does say Heather Stark. Thank you so much. And Helen, thank you.
I'm not sure I'm supposed to be the winner. I got here and they didn't have a name tag for me, and yeah. I broke my leg at the dog park about 3 months ago, so that's why I have a crutch. So beware of pit bulls is what my advice for you. When I told my son I had won an award, and he said, "What for?" And I said, "Positive aging," and he went, "Have they seen you recently?" And we have to love our children for their sound advice and their loving thoughts. I've always told my children that I learned so much from them, and I have. And that's really the key, isn't it? To learn from people, whether it's our children, whether it's our friends, neighbors, organizations, community. It's key that we learn things from them and that we keep learning things from them. Whether it's formal education or learning how to knit at the YMCA. We have to keep learning, because if you don't learn, you stop participating. In my case, I was a very slow learner. I was a product of 2 8th grade dropouts, and I realized pretty early on that perhaps, just perhaps, getting a good education would be my key to getting out of poverty. I happen to be wrong about that, but I did go and get a bachelor's degree when I was 21. I'd already been married for a couple of years, and then I spent the next years putting a husband through medical school and raising children, and I always thought, I want to go on, but it was always somebody else's turn. And when I turned 50, I went, now it's my turn. And I went back to school, the University of Colorado, and I got a master's in public administration with a focus on gendered violence. And then I will freely admit that I'm the poster child for a highly overeducated person. I went on then to get a master's degree in psychology, and then that wasn't enough, and I went on and spent the next 10 years getting a PhD in psychology. And of course, it has made me rich in so many ways other than income. I think it's important that we continue to look at the world, our children, everything, and learn as much as we can, and that we value all of that learning and not just blow it off. Just because you don't get a degree for learning how to knit at the senior center doesn't mean that that's not a very valuable education. And I will freely confess, I don't know how to knit, so yeah. So that's it. I thank you for this award. It's nice to be recognized, but it was nicer to see all of you who were recognized and who were nominated. So thank you.
How inspiring. And because you do want to learn, I remember a gentleman over here who's trying to give more books away. So we've got a customer for you over here. But congratulations. And congratulations to all of the nominees this year. You all do such amazing work. You're such great examples for the folks around you. Thank you to the people who nominated them and to everybody in this room who got together to recognize their lives and their contributions. Thank you so much. All of this year's nominees represent the values that Sound Generations promotes: compassion, collaboration, and respect for people of all ages. And as we think about how we value older adults and the type of community we'd like to live in as we age as well, I invite you to join in the collective support of older adults with your gifts to Sound Generations. You'll see a QR code on each one of your tables right there. Another shout out to our sponsors for being a part of this inspiring afternoon, allowing us all to get together and hear these stories. And in just a moment, we'll hear from a Violet representative. They're going to explain to you how, we've all been a little bit nervous about getting together, as much as we can't wait to look into each other's eyes. But I know there's a little bit of hesitation for a lot of people about whether it's safe. And so I think we have a Violet representative here today who can make you feel better about getting together and explain what's been done today to make sure that we can all enjoy a moment like this.
Hi, everybody. My name is Nisi Hilton, and I'm with Violet. And I just want you to take a moment to be quiet and listen to a little bit of humming and look around you in the back of the room. Those are Violet units, and they're keeping you safe right now. So raise your hand if you or somebody you know in the last year or two had COVID. What a shock. The reality is right now, we all need safe spaces to breathe, where we live, where we work, and where we celebrate right now, like today. But we have this gray cloud looming over us all the time. It's dangerous viruses and pathogens that we're dealing with. So, Violet is a new innovative air purification technology. And the reason we're here today is that we just completed extensive independent testing, and we have proven that we kill COVID in the air. So I'm going to say that again. We kill COVID in the air. Okay? There's a whole story behind this. There's a whole story behind why I'm with Violet. It's on the wall, but please come up to us. Brandon and Jesse are the founders there. What you need to remember is that one of these portable units, they're only around $1,000. It will clear an 800 square foot room in 15 minutes. So they're constantly running to keep you safe right now. They will clear all pathogens and all dangerous viruses. The closest thing out there right now on the market is this big hospital unit that's $18,000. And guess what? We're 15 times more effective. So the other reason we're here today is that we're about to go into mass production, and we really need your help. We started out and we said, we want to make a difference in the world, and we could use these everywhere. Think about it, schools, places of work. But where is the pain greatest? Older adults, elder care. And so that's where we've started. Going into mass production, we need to find out where the need is greatest, and we could really use your help in pointing us in the right direction as a strategic partner and just open the doors for us. So that's my big ask of all of you. And that's all I have. Thank you.
Oh, what a great event. And we're not at the end yet, but I get to finally just sit down and drink in all of the company around us and also the wise words of the gentleman who's going to be coming up here right now to share some thoughts with you. As we all know, these last couple of years have been very challenging on many levels for many reasons. And CEO Jim Wigfall has led this organization through some really tough times, and with a senior population that was especially isolated at the beginning. And with the help of all of you and your inspiration, trying to figure out how we get through these dark times. And we remember that there are moments and lives and families and relationships that need to be nurtured and that can produce a lot of happiness for us. So Jim, if you would please come up, and everybody, let's thank him for his leadership during these times.
Thank you, Monique. And actually, I'm the closer, so I don't know how long you're going to be able to sit down there at your table. But because Brittany just said I have to just throw a couple of quick strikes and I'm out of here. So I've just got just a couple of things to share with you. One, hopefully everyone needs to go to the drugstore occasionally to pick up things. Well, if you do, go to Walgreens from June 1st through August. You could actually put your reward points to Sound Generations. So hopefully you and your loved ones can shop at Walgreens. I'm all about, money right now. And so the other thing, so you saw the QR code that was pointed out to you. It's on the little tent card. But also, because we're multimedia service, there are these pledge cards in the little pink envelopes. So if you don't want to, if you got old school like me, you want to write a check, we take checks. It's okay. So those are on your table. Your table captains hopefully would give you those two opportunities to make sure you can continue to support, because we want to be able to continue to be able to provide the services that we do to older adults and adults with disabilities, and we can't do that without your support and help. And I'm sure that with today's inspiring words that we've heard, you're already thinking about someone that you'd like to nominate for next year. And so we'd like to double the folks that we brought into the room today, because we hopefully by next year we'll be able to fill an entire auditorium with everybody that's coming out to support us. So I want to thank you very much for coming out. Hope you enjoyed the afternoon and enjoy, hopefully, the summer. We'll get some sunshine here soon. Have a good day. Thanks for coming out.
all I have to say is thank you. Thank you for allowing me to share this space with you, for you sharing your stories, and for us continuing to move forward as a community. Everyone, take care, be safe, be healthy, be happy. Thank you.